Hello. So I'm gonna try to make this be my first video where I talk about being an introvert, living the life of an introvert in every aspect. And when I say it, I'm not so much owning it in the sense of trying to just claim that word, oh, it's just another title to have, but to really accept and acknowledge the fact that who I am and who I've been for so long has a lot to do with introversion. Whether it be me personally, as just a woman, when I was a young girl growing up, me as a wife, me as a daughter, a friend, a mother. So much of how I interact with the world boils down to my temperament and the characteristics that I have being a pretty extremely introverted person. And with that, a lot of times you're left to feel as though you're just so misunderstood. Like growing up, man, that was like really the theme of life. I know many teenagers, preteens, you go through that whole nobody understands me, my mom doesn't understand me, my dad, blah blah blah. But when you really sit and digest that thought, that mindset of being misunderstood, it's bigger than just you're trying to convey a message and someone doesn't necessarily get what you're trying to say. Being misunderstood is like this broad feeling of emptiness that you're almost invisible at times. Like you can literally be in front of a person, screaming your heart out, pleading your case, explaining the situation, telling them all about you, telling them something you're excited about, something you're not excited about, things you're feeling, things you're trying to figure out. And as much as sometimes a person can try, it's like you're constantly left with that feeling of, okay, they just don't get it. And for most of my life, right now I'm 28. For most of my life, I remember just feeling like no matter how much I tried to plead my case, no matter how much I tried to get somebody to really understand what I was feeling, what Corianne was feeling, what she was thinking, what she meant. You know, a lot of times we'll say something and a person will kind of take it and we'll say, you took it the wrong way. I didn't mean that. I wasn't trying to say that. It's not what I meant when I said this. And that happens a lot when you're an introvert. It's like because we spend so much time thinking. Like we think more than we actually speak. And when we finally do speak, we feel sometimes that, okay, I'm ready, or I've talked myself into sharing this. I've talked myself into being open about this. And then when a person doesn't receive it well, or they don't understand you, they're not at that same level of maybe excitement or whatever the case may be as you are, to an introverted person, that's like a blow. Like that makes you feel like, ugh, I knew I should have shut up. I knew I shouldn't have said anything. I knew I should have kept that to myself. Why did I say it like that? So then you replay that conversation, you replay that situation over and over again. Sometimes to the point where you just drive yourself crazy. You're like, oh, it's embarrassing. And that person they don't even see it that way, but you feel that way. You feel like, I shouldn't have said that. Or I shouldn't have done that, and it comes with a lot, anxiety plays a part, just fears, social anxieties. And what I'm learning now on my journey of really understanding self, because that's the thing, I spent half of my life since at least 12 years old trying to get people to understand me, or wondering why I wasn't understood, wondering why people just didn't like me, didn't stick around, or why I didn't put myself out there more. And these last few months, I've realized that, for one, I didn't understand myself. And it's like, that's crazy. You did not understand yourself. So how could you possibly think that someone would understand you? And at 12, I didn't grasp it. I'm just now really grasping it at 28. So I'm finding myself really having to dig within to see who I am, why I am the way I am, why I feel and think the way that I think, and to learn that it's not bad. It doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing. Yes, there are some things about myself that I didn't realize, hey, this can change. You can work on this. You can strengthen yourself in this area. And that's a beautiful thing. It's a hard journey. It's emotional. It's tiring. It's full of fear. But I'm working on eliminating that fear, and I would hope that if you're someone who feels the same way or have been through this too, that you begin to eliminate the fear, because that fear is part of the reason right now I'm sitting in the car. That fear is something that holds you back. Like I had a whole plan to go sit in the library or sit at the park today and do some things, do some reading, do some writing, but sometimes just one little thing that just takes that anxiety up, or that feeling of, okay, people just don't react to you or react to situations in the way you think they should. It kind of just messes you up. It just makes you feel like, okay, let's start over. So I just been sitting in my mom's car, just really reflecting, thinking, breathing, and that's why I decided to do this video. It's like, it's something I've wanted to do, something I've needed to do, and it's just be open, be honest, share, and know that it's okay to show what's in here. Sometimes that's why you're not understood, because we would only give surface level. It's like you're afraid of people getting too close. You're afraid of people getting too close, and you getting too close to them, and then things fall apart, or things don't work out, or they don't stick around as long. And I've found myself repeating that pattern where I give surface of who I am. And part of that may, subconsciously, I didn't realize that I was doing that because I didn't truly know myself. I'm still learning myself. Who am I? Like, what is it that I want? So right now, I just want to say, it's okay. Break that fear. Everyone won't understand you. They're not meant to understand the complexity that is you, the beauty that is you, the vast mind that you have. It's not, God gets you, the universe gets you. You have to get yourself before you can even think or desire that someone gets you. Live within you. Live in that. Be confident in who you are and what you do and how you live and how you see the world. Sometimes I'll feel just so boxed in, and a lot of that is self-inflicted. I'll make myself feel that I'm not good enough, or I'm not ready, or I'm not qualified to speak on this. I'm not qualified to do this, or or I'll feel like, because I'm not ready, I need to gather more information, I need to do this, get experience, talk to this person, get this advice, when a lot of it is already in me. It's already there. I've just been afraid to live in it. And I'm tired of putting off. I'm tired of living life in a world where it's just me. And when I say it's just me, I mean in the sense of my mind feeling like I don't need people, or you don't need to be close. And it's not that. It's like you want to, you're just afraid. You're afraid to branch out. You're afraid to grow. You're afraid to expand. And that's what keeps you in this box. That's what makes your world seem so small, because you spend so many years limiting yourself. You spend so many years doubting yourself, putting yourself down, and it's enough. It's enough of that. It's like I have to constantly remind myself sometimes to look up. I'll look down, like literally look down, and I have to tell myself, look up. Like, yes, if you're looking down or you're looking just straight ahead, you may see the ground. You'll see the cars in front of you. You'll see a tree or a building that's blocking your view. But if you look up, like, you can see the sunlight, you see the sky, the clouds, the trees, and you realize just how vast, how big the world is, how big your surroundings are, and how limitless you can be. It's like, yes, looking down, I'm limited. I limit myself. But if I look up and look around, I see that, hey, I can go this way, I can go that way, go here. It's just it brings so much more to the table, and that's what I desire to do. So I desire to teach myself how to continue being who I am, but growing who I am, by not allowing my fears or anxieties or my introversion to control my life and the aspects of my life, and how I am as a woman, how I am as a partner, how I am as a mother. It's like, it's debilitating when you have all this mobility, physical, spiritual, mental. I have the mobility, but I debilitate myself. Self-inflicted debility, if that's a word. What debilitating, what I'm saying. It's like I've been hindering myself, and you can't do that. It's that's how we get sucked in this world. Will just swallow us whole and just make us feel like we're in such a dark place, when you don't have to be. You don't have to be. So learn to understand yourself, love yourself, like yourself, be yourself, and just realize that the world is waiting on you. That's it. The world is waiting on you. And I ended with that.